here for 5
John's over on the right.
John, speak up, honey,
Thank
so they
you.
can hear you on here.
Thank you, Ruthie, and Mark too, for picking up on Arthur's skepticism. I think you've done a really good job
Good.
of addressing it.
Good.
Arthur and I, before he left, had a long talk,
Oh, good.
and we sort of decided to form a shit disturbers caucus. Dharma, we're the only members.
No, Michael will join.
Oh, Michael would. Yeah.
And we
Michael
talked
will
about
join because he's
how-
always showing me I love you and I love what you say, but I don't agree with you much. But, so he can join you. You got 3 good members now.
Oh, good.
Good.
We talked about how the message of love being the answer ran against our natural instinct to, speak out, even speak out and correct racists and bigots and truth deniers and people who are committing injustices and to stand up for people who are being attacked and so on. And so we didn't know what to do with that. And I think you've addressed how we can still have those instincts, we can still have that mission in life, but there may be better ways to accomplish our goals.
Yeah.
Even if it's only taking a deep breath and engaging in detached involvement for a while.
That's right. Detached involvement.
Right.
Exactly.
And so I can't speak for Arthur, but I think
Arthur's
perhaps,
capable of speaking for
oh
himself.
yeah, even from afar. Hope you're listening.
Even from afar.
Anyway, I think that the Shit Disturbers Caucus will momentarily recede into neutrality and listening mode because we have something to learn here.
Right. Well, it does seem very often that spirituality, love, kindness, loving kindness, all that is a little bit tepid or weak when it's not. It's the most forceful part of you that there is. But we don't cultivate that, and we don't have a culture that cultivates that.
Yeah,
where we come from.
It's the whole Facebook experience. We all know what happens when somebody says something ridiculous and we react in kind.
Thank goodness I can't see it, so I'm not on it.
You don't accomplish anything. You don't change anybody's mind.
Anyway, thank you for that, because ever since he dropped that, and then we had to quit, and it was on my mind, because it's very easy to see shades of pink, very pale must end love, and love is not. It is by far the strongest. It's the most protective thing you have, because you do have a force field around you. So it depends on what you put into it. If you put into that force field nothing but being pugilistic, you'll have lots of people come in. So you can do a lot of punching.
There's also something else too. For those that are in the business of feces agitation.
Feces education?
Agitation.
Oh,
Sisters.
feces. Okay.
I didn't get it.
Okay.
No shit?
No.
Feces agitation.
Sisters.
Species agitation.
Feces, not species. Feces agitation.
Okay.
Shit disturbing.
Shit disturbing.
Yeah.
I was trying not to say it. Apparently it didn't work.
Yeah, to explain it.
You still haven't said it, so.
I did say
Oh,
it.
you just said
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
what is it?
That is that at a certain point, you get bored of the agitation and everything settles. Then you move into understanding and compassion. When there is no more agitants, when there's nothing being agitated and moved around, things settle and things become calmer. That doesn't dismiss the need for the agitation, because everything's in a state of change. And so what you guys are actually doing sounds like fun. I'd like to be a part of it, just to hear what is actually being expressed and observed. But at a certain point, when everybody gets to that understanding, there's no sense in having a conversation back or forth or anything, because we're in agreement.
Well, that's what got me in trouble with my Christian upbringing. Was I had to take 3 confirmation classes, and then I had to pick and choose because my parents were like, "Do it and learn it," and I kept asking questions, and I kept being told, "You ask too many questions. Just take it on faith." And then when I got to the Dharma, and the first thing I read was that the Buddha said, "Don't take anything on blind faith. It is only yours when you have experienced it. So take the teachings, practice them, and if they are valid for you, if they resonate with you, if they work with who you are, your natural self, I believe a person can be as confrontational as one of you guys and end up with the same peacefulness inside. But you're working with your own natural instincts. But these teachings are universal. So you can pull them out, and how can you be confrontational and nonviolent? That's a big question.
Yeah.
But it can
Can
be
it
done.
come from a good place?
Mm-hmm.
From being confrontational, can it come from a good place?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It can.
Absolutely. Somebody walks into this room and says something inappropriate about somebody in this room, and I just sit there and smile and go, interesting. That's still a response.
Yeah.
There's still a reaction. And this is where we're saying about that flame. This is just energy. How I react is up to me, and this is what the karma is. The amount of energy that I'm going to put into it, I'm going to receive probably somewhere down the line an equal amount of energy back towards me. Maybe I didn't express myself masterfully. Maybe I didn't express myself purposefully. Maybe I completely misunderstood the situation. So when this event occurs, something happens, my response to it is important, and that's the karma. But there is going to be response. John and Arthur are right. They're in the way that they view the world and do everything, the way that they express it and explore it is perfect. And because they do that, we have the opportunity to look at what they're discussing and talk about it on a grander, broader scale until we run out of things to talk about.
What you're saying has go one step further, I think.
Yeah.
If somebody walks into this room and angrily says something, doing something,
yeah,
the anger is there, right? And how you respond to make them own that anger is very important. If you get angry too, then you own the anger.
Exactly.
And they get over it.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about.
If somebody comes in the room and physically attacks somebody, the appropriate
Oh,
response is to get up and
certainly-
restrain them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this is going on the story that we had a couple of weeks ago, where we were talking about truth. Somebody walks in, does something, and then leaves, and we have all of these witnesses, and all of us have a different story about what actually happened.
Shades of
So what you've done for us is you've allowed us to take it one step further. But the fact of it is how we respond, what we do is important. But yes, reactions are
Absolutely, but try and keep your reactions as close to the facts, not your story in your head, as close to the actual evidence as possible. Otherwise, you become very vulnerable to truth non-tellers and so forth.
Sharon has something she'd like to share.
But
Sharon.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on,
So
Sharon.
Ruthie and I had a discussion about this recently, and it goes back to our last talk. The avoid confrontation has been in my head. I've been
yes,
rolling around with that.
speak up so everybody can
Yeah.
for sure hear. This is a great story.
Well, I'm not right.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to condense it. I'm going to condense that.
No, because it speaks very personally to it.
Yes. So I was in my early 30s, and
So 10
feeling
years ago.
empowered as a young woman, and so I felt a bit confrontational about things that I would encounter. Like, I would be, I guess you could say, Karen-ish. In my way of, saying what I
used to
saw
be really
was not,
sarcastic. Yeah.
and standing up for whomever I thought was wrong. And so during this whole thing, I was also in a time of Course of Miracles, really kind of exploring spirituality and opening new doors of things. So one day, after a confrontation in a grocery store where someone was having it, I was like, oh, you know. I went home, I was taking a shower, and I heard crystal clear a voice, avoid confrontation. And, you know, it was kind of like I looked around, it freaked me out. I was in the shower, no one was there, and I heard this crystal clear voice again, avoid confrontation. So you can interpret that any way, you know, some mental thing, I don't know, but it affected me greatly. And over the years, I've processed it. And since last week, I reflected on it again. And I think for me, it was wanting to be right. Wanting to be right. And that's different than, wanting to make peace. And so
Big revelation.
How could I have done that differently? Okay, so the grocery store and the person that was having an argument about, I didn't forget what it was, maybe change that they hadn't gotten correctly, whatever. I possibly could have said, how can I help? Or I could have just not done anything and watched the world pass by. I don't know exactly what I could have done to make it better, but inside me, I could have found the peace, taken a breath, not needed to be right about the situation, and just observed it and sent love.
Can I jump in?
Jump in, absolutely. I have one more.
That's a great story, and it's great because for all of us that are here, for those of you that haven't been here, this is only a little bit of Valley Rica. In my entire time that I've been at Valley Rica, the number of times that I've been here, the times that I lived here, I have found a place where peace exists, where there is an encouragement. It's not expected, it's not demanded, where people can come and just feel comfortable for who they are. They can work on the land or not work on the land. And there's an expectation, because you're here, you'll contribute in some way, and that's fine. And it stopped. And I feel that you have created that peace. I have whatever you experienced in your entire life from that moment to this moment right now. You've been doing it constantly. And the grounds that we sit in are an expression of that peace and that love and that beauty. And everywhere I walk on this property, and then you and I have had this conversation many times, the sight lines on this property are exquisite. They're wonderful. They're thoughtful. They've grown naturally, but there's also a storyline that everywhere that your eye falls, and every time you look at it, you find beauty, you find tranquility, and you find peace. So I would suggest that you actually did find it.
That's very sweet.
That was very beautifully said.
Can I ask?
Please.
It's not a question. It's more just a statement about
About what?
Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna
About something.
Well, it is because
okay.
I've been learning so much, and I've been and I can see the changes. The thing that's going through my mind right now is that I'm going back to the States for the month of August, and I'm going to see my father. And I have I'm already having conversation. I'm already having a battle with him in my head, and it's been going on now for weeks. And I'm like, stop already, And it's confrontation. It's I don't know. It's so many things, and I just want to be able to sit back and let it just be okay.
Let it meet your force field.
Yes, that's it. I want I want the arrows to come and fall to flowers, and I want to be strong, and I want to. So in 1 second I'm battling, and then the other I'm like, nope. So it's so this talk has been, it's been fantastic. I'm not good at articulating, but
Well,
Oh, getting the point.
it's, yeah,
I have a question for you though.
yeah.
These arguments that you're having with your father, is it because he's wrong or because you're not being heard?
Because he's wrong.
yeah.
You know, I
Same
mean,
way
But if you were being
So
heard,
you have to be right.
well, that's what I was wondering
You have to be right.
too, is if, but I don't think so. I think it's that, but I don't want to be, the fact is that I know I'm right. I know I'm healthier. I know I'm happier than somebody who's
Do you know what will change him?
nothing.
That you know.
No.
Yes, you will. You
Yeah.
will change him. It may not show, but you will change him because he will see the change in you.
Yep.
Because
Changing
you
the
are
dance.
no longer on the other end of that rope. When you let go of your end of the rope,
Yeah, and also Natalie,
You know.
the time that the cup was there,
Yeah.
you were right in seeing the teacup
said
from your
teacup.
perspective, but your dad's over there and he's seeing it from another perspective.
Right.
So who's right?
Right.
And whether it's right or wrong, I just had such an experience with my mother. After how long have we been doing this? And in the end, whether it goes the way you want or it doesn't go the way you want, or you have your force field of love or you fall to pieces, you're loved
Yeah.
and you're human and your emotions are valid.
Yeah.
And that takes all the pressure off doing it right in the end.
Yeah. Because I know I'm going to be pushed. He pushes. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
He knows everything that I hold dear. He attacks, and I try to be strong.
don't answer the attack. Don't take the invitation.
Right. It's just.
But I understand where you're coming from.
I know
I
exactly what.
totally get it.
Remember I told you the
Yeah.
story of my father when I said, Pops, he's trying to start the fight. And I said, Pops, you know I'm not going to fight with you.
Right.
And he sat there, 95 years old. He says, but I want to.
Yeah.
He wanted to fight.
That's
Exactly.
That's a big thing for a lot of people.
I have a very Christian family. I'm the black sheep. And I'm going to hell. And that's okay. That's what they think of me. It's fine. But, we had a lot of time where we had arguments, just blowout arguments. And, they're trying to push their onto me and, all this kind of stuff. So now I've come to a place where, they'll say something and say, isn't that lovely that you have that faith, that you believe
Yes.
in that?
Wonderful answer. Thank
Or
you.
that you must feel really good about that.
Yeah.
Or that must give you great peace. Or,
Yeah.
I try and feel what they're feeling but I don't go there for myself and they don't know what to do with it.
That's right.
Great point, Linda.
They don't know what
Yeah.
to do with it.
Great point.
The other way is to just say, I'm really sorry you feel that way.
Yeah.
It affects me, but I'm not going to get into an argument with you. But put the feeling back on the person who's attacking you. You can't defend yourself without getting into an argument, right?
And
Yeah, but
it
defending
started out
is-
with thought creates. Thought creates. So you're doing all this
Yeah.
mental talk in your head, you're already creating the event.
Right. That's right. You're participating
I know.
before you're
Yeah.
That's why I-
anticipating.
But
You're
you're
gonna have to
but it's not
participate.
sense of stopping. What if you were to recreate what it is that you're actually saying? When you talk to me this way, like I understand that you feel that this is important and that I'm not understanding it, but the way that you're expressing it right now really causes me to be
That
angry
doesn't
or
work
afraid.
very well with a loud mother.
No,
But
it's
this
your
is the
father. It's your
Oh,
father.
it's a father. That's
Yeah.
better. That
Yeah.
works easier. But mothers don't,
Make up new stories.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yes.
I'm saying.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No worries. No worries. I don't know.
Are you going over scenarios that have happened in the past?
Yes. That's how you build up the
Or are you anticipating
anticipation.
new ones?
Both. I mean, I just, and I just want it to be, what I want is to reflect, and I want to have the strength to be the new me.
You already are.
You already are.
And
Just stand
I
there
feel
in
like
your
when I get in
own
front of
sunshine.
them, I regress back to wanting to just fight it out. Stick up for myself. Because I'm being bullied, and I want to be able to be
Accepted.
Heard.
It's not gonna get
Not
easy.
easy.
It's not gonna get easy.
You want to be loved. We all want to be loved.
I want to hold on to my strength and my peace.
Yeah.
And I've worked so hard to attain, because I've never had it, and I'm finally getting glimpses of it, and it's fantastic. And I'm just so afraid that when I
Don't be
get
afraid.
back into that environment, I'm going to lose everything.
Don't be afraid.
So we have this flame,
So anxious to hear how it turns
and this
out.
flame is flickering, and it's moving, and it's shifting. And there's a slight breeze at my back, and the flame is going to move because there's a slight breeze at my back. Okay? And we're all here, and this flame is just flickering. But at no point has the flame ever stopped being flame. It's reacting to it, moves, and it shifts with whatever is being presented in front of it, but it's still flame. And the truth is that you've already accomplished an incredible truth inside of yourself.
Right.
You've already established it for yourself.
So, how
And
much
what's
power
ended
you've
happening
given to yourself?
Is you're probably being offered an opportunity to see yourself differently, at which point you're saying, no, I've seen myself that way. This is who I am now. And you stay there, and every conversation comes from there. When we're talking about the karma, which is the whole point of
Oh,
this,
and I have one more practical thing to say about that. So go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
when we're talking about the karma, it's talking about how we react. It's not that these things are ever to disappear or go away. They're always going to be there confronting us. There's always going to be something, and it's usually going to catch us off guard. That's not the issue. That's not the problem. It's remembering how I react to this that is important, not the problem. How I react to this is important. Is there things that I'm going to have to undo later? Am I not aware of something? Did I miss something? Where am I not listening? Where am I not being heard? And where am I in this moment? Actually, in this moment, I'm okay.
Can I just ask something? And I'm just curious. Are you going back to see them because they're your parents, or do you have to go see them? Is it important for you to? I see pain, a lot of pain.
Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
to be with my brother and his family, and my dad and his wife are coming for a week.
Oh,
So-
you'll be in the same house for a week?
Yeah.
For a full week? Can you not maybe
No,
like
it's gonna be. It's gonna be. I'm ready for this. I have to do this.
We
you
need
know?
to. You need
And
to
I
have
don't
a
want this
mantra.
whole thing to be. I feel really bad that I'm like it's all now about me. Okay, everybody, listen.
No, that's fine.
I don't
because
like that.
You're
but-
speaking for
but
everybody.
Exactly.
I guess I want to say that what I'm trying to say is thank you all for giving me the strength and the tools and the knowledge that I have gotten from all of you over these years. That I'm scared, but I feel like I'm ready for this. You know, I
And you have our
have
phone
all of
numbers.
you here.
Ruth
Yeah.
said to have a mantra. Go with a mantra.
Yeah,
Here's one.
yeah. Give her a mantra.
How many people are you confronting with this?
That's a weird one.
Yourself.
No. But in this situation, who are you confronting? Yeah, ultimately, it's yourself.
Yeah.
But who are you confronting? Your father. One person.
Yeah.
How many people are in this room supporting you?
A lot.
So who would you
I got
rather
you
take
back.
into the conversation? You can bring all of us into the conversation.
Yeah.
All of these thoughts in consideration. So possibly the mantra is this: I'm not alone.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Tag me in, Coach.
Natalie, it's very clear that you are empowered.
That you are
Empowered.
empowered.
Yes. That you've mustered the courage, the strength, the tenacity to come weekly and sit and learn. Your toolbox is full. It's, from what I'm hearing, it sounds as though you're questioning your ability to retain that strength
She's afraid of crumbling
being-
and going
yes,
back to
and
being
being
the
your
child that
authentic
fell
self.
apart.
in the presence of those who haven't necessarily accepted you as you are at whatever time in your life. You're going to come, it's going to be a game changer because you can recall your power at any moment where you feel like you're leaking your energy or someone, or you're handing your power to someone such as your father. You can recall your power and you can practice that before you even get there. And it's something just as simple as I recall my power from every person, place, or thing on this plane, and like Ricky says, and on all other planes. That's it. Done. You will feel it instantly come back. I promise you. Do this before you go, and you get there, and the moment you feel any leak, recall your power.
Right.
And I also think, don't feel you have to be heard.
Yeah.
Don't feel you have to be heard because you may never be heard. You may
Right.
never be heard. But you have to be okay with that. Come to a place. There's a book called The Dance of Anger. It's a very simple little book. And it's The Dance of Anger because everyone dances the same way in a family. You know, dad does this, so you do this. Dad does this, so you do this. So you need to learn to change your dance.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mark says that we're starting to come out of time, run out of our time, and I had one more factual thing to say about karma, which is most of us kind of think somewhere that everything that happens to us is because of something we've done. Well, the Buddha says everything is not you. You're not all of it. There are 5 things that are reasons why things happen. The first one is nature itself. It didn't rain last night because of something you did. It rained because nature is raining. It is part of the whole pattern of the universe. So you're not responsible for that. However, that was in Buddha's time. Unfortunately, we as a species are now facing that we are contributing to a lot of the things that do happen to us in terms of weather. So he can't say if it's just nature, it's not you. Because a lot of times we're forcing that. But that's the first one. It's a natural thing. The second is genetics. That which came to you as you took this form. The circumstances of your birth and all of that, and where you got your smile or who you look like or whatnot. These, you did not cause these. These were just brought to you as you arrived in the world. The third is karma. And karma applies only to morality and ethics, to our spirituality, to how we act in our lives according to our principles and the construction we have of our spiritual life. The fourth is very interesting. It's other dimensions. The fourth is the spirit world that we cannot see. And the Buddha believed, and I think he probably was very right, that we are not alone in this universe. There are all kinds of unseen, unmanifested things taking effect. Okay. The last one for the Buddha is one that is still very much scientifically being worked with, and it's our collective consciousness and our personal consciousness. That we are conscious and we may be conscious of things for reasons we're not aware. And we don't even know what consciousness is. The scientists haven't figured out whether there's a big consciousness out there and we each individually tap into it, or whether each of us has the only consciousness there is for us and it's in the brain. So, but that's it. So, we're so vain we think it's all about us, but sometimes it isn't. So there's that. There's that. The other thing is, in response to you, You're fine. You're going to be just fine. Just relax, breathe, settle down, excuse yourself if necessary. Otherwise, smile. Paste it on. I would like to share, some of you might get a kick out of this, and we'll end on a light note. I had a friend who asked me one time what to do about her grown daughter who was driving her crazy, and she just couldn't talk to her. So I came up with something that tickled her so much, she shared it on Facebook, and after that, it kind of went viral. So I'm responsible for something in life. And what I said was, all right, she's over 18, she's married, she has a home of her own. You are responsible to her for only two statements ever. They cover everything. One is, that's nice, dear. And the other is, oh, what a pig. So no matter what they come to, I need to borrow money. Oh, what a pig. I'm pregnant again. Oh, that's nice, dear. It can cover, and so no matter what they say to you, you can say, that's nice, dear, to yourself. Don't say it to them. But anyway, so, try and get a little sense of humor going into this business of communicating with people. Keep it simple. Keep it light.
Don't forget to breathe.
And love them anyway. Yeah. Remember Mother Teresa. It finally all comes down to this. It was never between you and them anyway. It was between you and God. That's the prayer of Mother Teresa. So, okay. So now, enough for today. For those of you who are new, we close with a compassion, loving kindness meditation, guided meditation. And it's pretty simple. I'm going to say a person's name. You say it to yourself. Not a person's name, it's who they are. And then I'm going to say a phrase, and you say it silently to them within yourself. I don't know if I made that clear or not. I'm getting giddy. Okay, there we go. Okay, so just relax. Close your eyes. There are going to be 5 circles outwards, which is the circle of compassion, the circles of loving kindness, the circles of unconditional friendship, taking you out. So you first, after taking a couple of deep breaths, close your eyes, bring yourself to mind as if you were looking in a mirror. And to yourself, say this: may I be well. May no harm come to me. May I live with ease. That's equanimity, balance. May I live with ease, calm, and peaceful. May I be happy. And then bring to mind someone you love with all your heart. Look squarely at them, smile, say their name. And if words could embrace them with may you be well. May no harm come to you. May you live with ease, calm and peaceful. May you be happy. Take a deep breath. Turn your attention now to a neutral person. This is someone whose name you may not know. in which case, address them as friend. It's a person perhaps who waits on you, or a neighbor that you've not met yet, but you wave to him or her. And you say to this neutral person, dear friend, may you be well. May no harm come to you. May you live with ease, calm and peaceful. May you be happy. And now, as they fade into the rear view, you bring your attention to someone with whom you are in conflict. You may not like them, they may not like you. You may have had bad past experiences with them, so you're leery of them. And you look squarely at that person, and without any malice whatsoever, say, may you be well. May no harm come to you. May you live with ease, calm and peaceful. May you be happy. Take another deep breath. Take another deep breath. Let go of any toxicity that confrontation may have had. Now take your hands and place them over your heart. Your heart is symbolically the only place in your manifestation large enough to hold in love everything in the universe. And to all sentient beings, and even non-sentient beings such as rocks, say, may all beings everywhere on this plane and all other planes be well. May all beings everywhere be safe. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering. May all beings everywhere be happy. And you sit with these good wishes, this unconditional love, unconditional friendship, and you kind of let it marinate, percolate, whatever word you want to call it, become actually sort of cellular. And you can sit with this for a long time. Or, as with the group today, you can take a breath, open your eyes, release your hands, smile at your neighbors. There's everybody. There's Claire and
Lisa.
Lisa. Okay, and I got everybody over here, I think. But we welcome you all. We're so happy you're here. And now we're going to do our little benediction. I'm going to say a phrase. You can say it after me. And after that, we go to lunch. So it goes like this. Go in peace. Oh, yeah. Everybody, one big sigh for Natalie. Oh. Peace, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Go in peace.
Go
in peace. Go making peace.
Go
making peace. Living gently. Loving mightily. And bowing to the mysteries.
Thank you, Ruthie.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Great talk today.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you all.
Fantastic.
We're all here.